All right, this is this is like the 15th time I've tried to make this work. Hopefully this time it actually goes through. This is 17E517, or a slightly easier thing to call me would be Green. Just, you can call me Green, that is fine. If you call me the whole hex code, I'm happy to respond to it, but the entity speaking is Green. Though I haven't uploaded in a bit over a month, I hit a special milestone. I hit 50 subscribers. The decision to start the second channel was not prompted by the first one. It was really a coincidence, but might as well run with it. I can't say I've been all that successful so far, but I'm expanding out a bit and things are changing. So I wanted to do a little podcast just to explain the second channel and also give an idea of what I'm up to. And I thought playing a little PUBG while I do it would make it a little more bearable. I will tell everyone, I have about 700 hours in this game. I am not especially good at this game. I am decidedly mediocre. I would say that I am a bad player when I'm playing according to my instincts, and when I try to calm down and actually make good decisions, I rise to be mediocre, and that's about where I am. So, let's explain the concept of what I'm up to here. This is the second channel. Main channel is green. The secondary channel is green-black. Yes, I am ripping off the PCP vlogging channel format, and yes, it is a cells at work reference. There are going to be several reasons that a video will end up on this channel, and seriously high effort videos might also end up on this channel. It's not just going to be vlogs or something. It's more a matter of tone. I want there to be a consistency of tone among the main channel videos, and just anything that does not fit in with the existing videos will end up here. On some level, I want the main channel to be a persona. I want it to be a distillation of a certain part of how I approach media that is separate from me and pure and untrammeled by the complex human that I actually am. And if my experiences or personality start to invade a video more than it does on those existing videos, I want it to be here just so it does not infect and corrupt the main channel. That's really it. And that's probably the most important reason. Landed in Vikendi. Oh yeah, they took away the ability to choose your maps. That finally happened. In principle, I'm pissed about it, but I also appreciate that this is probably for the best. The first two videos I put on this channel on Green Black, one was just a rambling, I call it a glorified podcast, about Fire Force and Dr. Stone and how it just really irritates me when plot becomes intrusive in a show that has a really good premise. And the second video was a spur of the moment thing. My YouTube feed was just saturated with stuff about this has-been hotel show that's coming out. And I watched it and it intrigued me, but I also had mixed feelings about where it was going. So I ended up rambling into a microphone for a little while, and it ended up being more edited than I expected it to be. I was planning on just basically having it be a podcast like the other one. Both of those are a good example. The first one is low effort, comparatively speaking. It's just me talking. And the second one is almost an edited video, which could be a little complete piece in itself, but it is both unscripted and has sections where I'm being myself a little too much. There's a section where I'm just complaining about furries for basically no reason and talking about porn, and there's no reason for that. It's just my train of thought invading the video. It's funny, the decision to make two channels on some level is the product of me noticing two different modes I have when I'm making the videos. I notice that when I write and record, I tend to do it in this voice that is a bit overly self-serious and a little too straight-laced and very saccharine. Then when I'm editing, I find myself looking at what I've already produced going, who is this fucking douchebag? Why does he think his opinions matter so much? And I find myself doing little things to mess with the video when I'm doing the actual editing process, which is almost me complaining and mocking myself for how self-important I was early on. A great example was during the Giorno video. There's a part where I'm talking about traditional shonen protagonists, and I threw in a stupid clip of Monster Musume just because it amused me to do that. And I didn't think to do that while I was writing or recording, but during the editing, I just was sitting there going, this is a little self-serious. The main channel, while again, it has not been a roaring success, those videos have gotten a decent response, and I've hit the point where it has emboldened me to very, very cautiously allow other parts of my personality to seep into some of my content, where every video so far has been very serious, has attempted to be very polished, and they're very analytical and straightforward and respectable. For the most part, I am not a character in those videos, I'm just the person delivering the script. That was me trying to remove all possibility of my personality becoming a problem in the initial stages of trying to make some YouTube videos. So when I was making those videos, I tried to push forward with the part of my personality that was the most dignified, the most calm, the most reasonable, the most fair-minded and forward-thinking, just to minimize the chance of a really harsh backlash against me. I'm now getting to the point where I'm willing to experiment a little more and allow more of myself to make it into the videos. And that is basically why Green Black exists. That sounded close. Sure wish I had a fucking gun. Oh. Okay, I'll take this. I actually kind of ran my fucking mouth. Now I have good gear and I'm gonna look like an asshole when I die. On that note, anyone who chooses to pay attention to Green Black going forward, expect wild variation in the quality and tone and content of what gets put on here. Like I said, you might get a 1-hour edited treatise on my entire philosophy of media and life. You might get 15 seconds of me cooking breakfast and humming. Green Black is going to be a big catch-all channel that will be full of garbage and hopefully also some good stuff that just doesn't have a place. Shit, should I? No, I have a horrible fucking circle. I can't do this. I hear fights in the direction of the circle too. I might get lucky and be able to take out the winner. Whatever's going on up at Torvar, it sounds like it involves multiple bolt actions, and I probably shouldn't get involved while also being in a bad circle position. One of my big motivations for wanting to start a second channel is just speed. I want a way to put some content out there which is not time consuming. If I have an idea that doesn't yet justify a video, I want a place where I can chat about it for a little bit without the fear of a harsh backlash or driving people away from the content that I work harder on, with less pressure to be good. Because Green Black is not going to be a place for good content. It's going to be a place for my content, which, when I started that sentence, I didn't mean it in exactly as mean as it came out, but I think you know what I mean. It's not a place for me to be perfect. It's a place for me to exist. So expect an astonishing lack of standards, but hopefully this will coincide with an amount of content which is much higher than the main channel. Not that that's a high bar to get over. No one coming up? Okay. I don't want to jinx things by running my mouth, but this is I might have picked a weirdly empty starting pathway. Because I'm probably going to be walking through an area where players with better gear have already killed everyone who's not them. Which would be brilliant if it was on purpose, and I wasn't trying to record a game. Oh. Oh shit, nope, bad, 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 fuck, shit. I don't even want to fuck around. That guy totally has a fucking bolt action. Yep. Sorry, dude. I can't. Or maybe not. Oh, why am I lagging? Why am I lagging? Fucking Christ. That actually might be an SKS. Not that I can... Are you fucking... I fucked that up. Hey! That guy was stupid. I'm sure someone heard that and I'm about to get fucked, but whatever. Oh, well, might as well throw two. You know, for the people at home. Where's... Yep, okay. That was an MK5, or... I guess he was right next to me. Wonderful smoke on my part. What the fuck? Since when does that gun shoot? Like, I never use it. You can do that? I've never used that gun. I hate it. Okay. Remember that thing I said earlier about me getting about 1 kill for every... Yeah. I want to throw up in my mouth a little bit from making excuses at all. But the reality is, I am not yet the person who can work a job which is physical and often involves significant overtime, and can also produce internet content quickly on the weekends and afternoons. I'm becoming more that person as I go along, and I'm closer to being that person than I ever have been, but I'm not there yet. Also, the main channel videos, I've become so precious about those scripts that they end up taking a lot longer than they probably should. I could probably get a script out in a couple days, which would be 75 or 80% as good as the final script, but I just get so particular about those, and it becomes a problem. I just made that Has Been Hotel, I'll say it again, glorified podcast. It's a video you are unlikely to care about unless you are somewhat interested in my opinion and where my content is going in the first place. But it's also a nice little conversation starter with the small group of people that fit into that category, so worth making. That first match, not a big success play-wise. I would say that is fairly representative of me as a player. You are probably going to hear airplanes periodically. I live in the city, not near the airport, but near the path. What the fuck? We're doing this now? Oh, look, it's like Bullworth Academy. You remember that game Bully? That was a fun game. It's actually really good. It's actually weird that they haven't... Oh, hey, Lions. It's weird that they haven't made a sequel to it, actually, or a reboot. You'd think there'd be a huge demand for it. It's not like Rockstar is afraid to revisit older properties in general. That's what Red Dead Redemption was, basically. Oh, lights, that's... Why are those on? Yeah, why are all these lights on? What's the point? But it's 1 p.m. in a desert in Mexico. Why? Oh, whatever. I mean, I always assumed Miramar was in Mexico. I guess it's called Miramar. There's a giant fucking wall, which has almost become a weirdly political statement over time. Not really, but I always wonder if it's supposed to be interpreted that way. Supposed to be. That also reminds me, the fucking islands in this game are stupid. Miramar much less so, but in Erangel, what's with that fucking island in the northeast? I always thought it would be cool if they found a way to actually incorporate that. Like if you got there early, there was a guaranteed bolt action there or something. Okay, well, this is going to be something. Hey, multiple people landing there. I wonder what the consequences will be. Fuck, it looks like no one landed. I don't really like the land that far, but I guess I will. If someone landed here already, this is gonna be such a mistake, but I don't think they did. And I might get lucky. Those guys might occupy each other long enough that I can get a ranged weapon and take one out. Trying to remember what I said on my previous attempts. Okay, that VSS is interesting. Hope I find a backpack again. I know I'm not the first person to play PUBG and lament the difficulty in finding a backpack early on. I understand that's kind of the core concept of the game. Oh, that... Ooh! I almost always go for the darker helmets. Not for any real reason. I just like them. In Miramar, it's pretty hard to argue against the lighter helmet being better, though. And... damn. This is interesting. Is it going to be an all-sniper match? Probably not. Yay! They're still there. They're still there. I have armor. Why not just try to go fucking kill one? Sounds like someone's using the door of the barn as cover. Hopefully I can get the drop on someone. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, what are you doing? Oh. Not a perfect tactical decision, but we're having fun here. I am going to want to reposition pretty quick. Where the fuck are they? I'm nervous. I feel like they're in that little hut. Oh. No, okay. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, I'm really banking on he actually killed that other guy right now. Oh, that was... I can't even bullshit. That was slick. That was a good kill. Oh, it doesn't really have anything. Okay, the lag. It might just be visual. I might just be pushing the limits of the hardware here, which would be very sad to think about, but it might be true. That's enough. I'm probably gonna get rid of this, or more realistically, die. Oh, not a bad circle. Probably. Oh, fuck. God damn it. I hate red zone. It's hilarious. Because of the difficulties in making this, you missed the last 17 times I explained how bad the red zone is. The gist is that W2F Moses, who is really the only streamer I like at all, not that I watch all that often, pointed out how unfortunate it is, and it ruined my life forever because now I just can't get over how unfun the red zone is. No one thinks it's fun. There are people who will hesitate to say they should get rid of it, but I've never heard anyone express actual excitement over the red zone. It's just, the game is too random. Randomness is too big a part of the game. I have never, ever heard anyone say that PUBG needs to be more random than it already is. There are always people who will defend the current level of randomness. No one ever wants more. You know, PUBG has this horrible habit of acquiring features that can never be fixed. And it's never that people actually like them. It's just an abstract resistance to change. That's all it ever is. Those were gunshots. Where are they? Oh. Oh, damn it! Look at that. Okay. Okay, the lag is now getting hard to... Great, cool. Alright, you're getting the old green special. This is by far my favorite place to land. I feel very conflicted about saying the phrase the green special now that it has left my mouth and I'm having a moment of self-awareness. This actually relates back to why I'm doing that. Oh, you bastard. Well, this is just got a lot more interesting. I come here all the time. When I do, I almost always land in that bunker and then try to snipe whoever lands here. Come on, don't notice me until you're in the, hopefully... I need to operate under the assumption they know I'm here. You know, which is just common sense, but whatever. Oh, damn it. I hate the pressure of when you find a great gun that quick. A scope would be fantastic. Well, this will be interesting. And that third guy's here. Going to approach this as cautiously as I can manage. Should probably look in the direction of the enemy. I have a feeling this guy's running towards me. I better just... What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck was that? Oh. You fucking die, you little... Where the fuck is the other guy? Fucking VSS motherfucker. Please have a scope. Please have a... You son of a... I'll take your sunglasses. Oh, you fucking bastard. You know what? I'm not even doing this. Fuck you. Literally, whoever is responsible for this, I want to sit them down and ask them the question, has a player ever told you they like the red zone? Not that they want to keep it, but that they actually enjoy its presence in the game. Well, let's sit here. Guess I can tell you about my life while I'm here. Well, one change is I am just completely alone in the world now. And that's interesting. Not, in an absolute sense, but probably going to turn off the sound for this. Not in the absolute sense, but I'm now living alone. I'm in a city where I know a couple people, but still pretty isolated for the most part. Good 6-hour drive from where most my people are at. I am pretty isolated at this part, and in more ways than one. I've been pretty well ostracized from my immediate family for many years at this point. And there are members of my extended family that I have lived with and spent a lot of time with. We haven't been super close lately either. When I moved to not going to tell you where quite yet, but when I moved to the city I currently live in, I stayed with a longtime friend where I'm very close to his whole family overall. I lived with his parents for several months right before I moved here. He was already out here for college and then work, so I came out here and we stayed for a little bit with some cousins of his. That was a really cramped, non-ideal living situation. I slept on the couch for like 6-7 weeks. Then we got a place together, and a week or two ago he took off. He got into a graduate program in Belgium, so he is gone. So now I have a few people near here, but on a day-to-day basis, I am just by myself. There's a car up there. I wonder if that matters. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm not the best at Oh shit! Fuck! Oh yeah, I almost always land in Picado. I don't know why. I don't really like Picado all that much. Really, I just like this little barn. I land here basically every time. Unless someone else is landing there, then I just try to kill whoever lands there. This is some 4-dimensional chess shit you're getting from Green right now. Land in a compound near a city, unless someone else lands in that compound, then land in another compound. Fucking watch out, Krupadoop. I was in a game with Krupadoop once. It pissed me the fuck off because I didn't realize until I looked at the death cam. I was hanging around near one of the bridges, and a guy was in my sights, and I decided not to take the shot. He was bobbing and weaving and positioning pretty well. Kinda had a bit of a shot. Basically, I could have shot near his head and hoped to hit a headshot with my sniper, but I decided it wasn't worth it and I let him go. And then a separate, unrelated person killed me. And then I went to the death cam and I realized the guy in my sights was fucking Krupadoop, and I was like, "Aw, you motherfucker, I should have taken that shot." Even if I missed, just getting killed in a sniper battle with Krupadoop would have been worth it. As far as I know, he is the only big name player I've ever encountered. I'm sure I've been in servers with some at this point, I just never have noticed. I put my name in the streamer kill lookup website and nothing came up, though I don't know how good that is. The one bright side to all this is I am sort of in the process of changing careers. I'm a few weeks into a 3-month certificate program with a local college where you can get into something that pays a little better. And if I do that, I should be in the clear, because even the very low end of that job pays tens of thousands more than what I am currently making per year. But I can't exactly bank on that or expect a landlord to care. Oh, you son of a bitch. Now I'm just shooting. Oh. Oh, shit. Haha. Oh, fuck. No, I don't need that. Soda's adequate. You can't beat this. Is this dude gonna fucking push me? Not a great use for a grenade, but... Oh, you motherfucker! Oh shit! I'm the motherfucker. I'm retarded. I'm sorry, guys. Is he gonna see me? I might be in trouble. Okay, cool. Fuck! Fuck. Well, that was a learning experience. I watched the newest Down the Rabbit Hole, which I really love that guy, but his last video was not as good as his normal videos. He's had a lot of luck with lolcows. He did Chris Chan and Spoonie, which I didn't know anything about Spoonie until he did that, so that was cool. I already knew a bit about Chris Chan. Oh yeah, fucking Weens. I was talking about... This is gonna fuck up everything, by the way. Because the idea is to swap back and forth between coherent thoughts and playing PUBG. Yeah, Weens seems like a real piece of work. Does not seem like a pleasant individual. But they did not need to give us the entire arc of Weens. Know what he should have done? I think he should have done a coherent, concise Weens video, and then maybe done a second video where it was the deep tracks of Weens of Freedom, because he never reached that bad a place. When he did Chris Chan, which was a much shorter video, you could legitimately do Chris Chan for hours. You could spend days talking about Chris Chan and have it be fairly interesting throughout. He has lived an entire life completely off the rails. For 10 years of life in the public eye, Chris Chan has spent that amount of time where every major decision he made in his life has been the exact worst possible decision a human could make. You can talk about Chris Chan for a huge amount of time. He didn't even get all that deep into the Chris Chan drama. It really was just the highlights of Chris Chan's life. Chris Chan is someone you legitimately could make an hour-and-a-half long video about and have it be interesting the whole time and really dense with material. Weens of Freedom, it was maybe 10 or 20 minutes of this is some seriously fucked up shit that Weens is up to, and an hour of this guy's just an asshole. And not in a super interesting way, he's just an asshole. And part of the problem with the Weens of Freedom video, I think, is the early parts of the Weens of Freedom thing made it seem like Weens was much more diabolical and much more proactive than he ended up being. The first act of that video is what I assumed to be one of the first major doxing incidents. What the hell? Is there no one? There is not. There's hardly anyone here. Like one or two guys in the city and one guy on the ridge above. Well, let's see how this goes. I hope I don't have to go into the actual city because I suck dick at fighting up close. Probably not gonna need that. I hate picking up stuff that I know I'm gonna throw away, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm alternating through different sources of material. That's another weakness of mine. I'm very bad at remembering what gear I have, so I will constantly swap out level 2 helmets for level 1 helmets and stuff like that, and have to fix it. Yeah, but that Wings of Freedom guy, the first few minutes of that video heavily implied, and he obviously did this on purpose. It looked like Weens was going to be this unhinged, violent person that will threaten people and try to scare them with his gun collection. Like, Weens legitimately seemed like someone who was not particularly competent when it came to violence, but would do some really bad stuff if given the chance. And over the course of the video, rather than building up to a moment where Weens is revealed, well, I guess he was revealed the whole time, but rather than building up to a moment where Weens' bad habits come to fruition, it starts with basically the worst thing he ever did, and then slowly peters out. I don't even feel, I don't think I'm gonna get to use most of this stuff that I have. Is there, well, I have a kind of a sense of where people are gonna go from the circle. Just afraid this is gonna be more waiting than is gonna be fun to watch. Though I am releasing the, I keep forgetting this isn't a stream. I am omnipotent within the context of the stream, so I can just skip forward to the interesting bits. Yeah, they're deep in the city. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's hope that was the same guy. I keep fucking this up lately. I forget this isn't a good patch to be running, of desert to be running along. Horrendously exposed in the scheme of things. Oh, who's doing that? Trying to have the perspective and the common sense not to put myself in a horrible position out of greed. That's the thing. Being a good player, it's less entertaining to watch, I think. But also people feel better about watching you if you're good. Okay, I don't want to do this, but I need to try getting to that guard tower. In this week's episode of 10 ways to get... Fuck, that's a horrible joke. I flubbed that. In this week's episode of How to Get Fucking Headshot, Where are these sons of bitches? Come on. Someone needs to show their fucking face. Besides me. For the last few months, it's legitimately felt like everyone is pissing me off. It's hilarious though. Over the last few years, after being completely out of his life for a while, I started slowly letting my dad have some contact with me. And on some level, it was out of a sense of obligation. I legitimately was saying to myself, you've reached a stage in your life where you're being preachy to everyone around you about forgiveness and trying to give people chances and things like that. It's been many, many years. You're hitting a point where he has made a few attempts to reach out to you. So you're reaching a point where you're going to be grossly hypocritical if you don't give your dad a little bit of a chance to be in your life somewhat. And the hilarious thing was, we had a few conversations on the weekends over the phone, and it was actually a very pleasant experience. It was bizarre to realize this, but I was in a place in my life where every single human being I knew was pissing me off except for my father. And I know none of you people know me, but take my word for it, that is a profoundly strange thing to exist in my life. And it was just in time too, because my little brother, the oldest of my little brothers, he's 6 years younger than me and I'm 25, soon to be 26, Jesus Christ. He just got married, and it was worth patching things up with my dad a little bit just to be able to go back for the wedding without it being a war zone or it being this weird bad blood situation between me and my dad. Why are you wasting your lives? Oh, well, there he is. Ha ha ha, suck my dick. Oh, fuck, please. Oh no, yeah! Oh my fucking god! Oh god, that was great. That might be the most fucked up distance kill I've ever gotten. Oh, that was wonderful. I'm in a good mood now. Whoever that was, I hope you die of shame. 'Cause you deserve it. Oh, this guy probably isn't even sure if that guy's dead. Definitely knows I'm up here. I don't know if it's smart to try to go get that. Frankly, at this point, it would take me a long time just to walk. That seriously is one of the fucking weirdest kills I've ever gotten. I mean, I'm proud of myself, but it's also just objectively true that was mostly the other guy being a fuck up. And unlucky. He went prone to the top floor, in the hallway of the top floor of the hotel, and there just happened to be a guy a third of a kilometer away who had a series of windows and doors leading to his location. Oh, man. It was really weird to see a bunch of family members I've had almost nothing to do with for many years now. But no one treated me like the odd man out. It was pleasant. The little brother who's younger than the one getting married, he was just out of control in a way that just blew my mind. We were at the wedding, he was riding around eating donuts and chugging beer and shit. He was, the donuts are... I view donuts as a weird forbidden fruit. I understand most people do not. He's maybe 15, and he's this skinny little redneck twerp, and he was just out of control. And from conversations I've had, apparently he's always out of control. Apparently they've really cracked down on him because he doesn't do anything he's supposed to do, and he does a shitload of stuff he's not supposed to do. And that he was getting away with this just really drove home. You are dealing with a very different version of dad than I did when I was your age. I think that's the real thing. Me and my father both needed the good 5 6, 7 years to cool off before we were in a state of mind where we could try to get along a little bit. And in that time, I think he has just calmed down with age and sort of became a different person because of that. Me growing up, my dad letting me have a beer in a social situation, I never would have asked him for that. It also wouldn't have been crazy for him to let me have one if we were up in the woods or something. Me just running around at a wedding, stealing beers and getting belligerent and eating a bunch of junk food and being crazy with everyone else remotely near my age. That's something that back in the day I never would have even thought of. I would have been so ready for an ass kicking if I tried to do that. You can tell he has just softened up a lot, which is probably good in the long run, but also is just bizarre to see play out in real time. If I get really lucky, this car is gonna distract the sniper and I'll be able to find him. Oh, shit. Fuck. That wasn't great. I probably should have backed off. I found myself thinking that if I hit him quick, I might have the advantage. Oh, he knew where I was. Or, well, I think he did. Yeah, he was just... Not only did he make a better decision than me, he was just... He just outshot me there. What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, it was a little funny with that. It was a little funny with the Has-Been Hotel video I put out. I knew there was no reason. None of the videos, none of the 2 videos on Green Black have any views that are not me, really. But that Has-Been Hotel video actually did get a few views, and part of me was hoping that it might just get some random views just because that's really hot right now. But then I wasn't sure if that would serve a purpose because there are no... It is just me kind of chatting about a show. It's not something that a general audience would give a fuck about. Okay, let's try to get some weapons and kill the guy below me. Yeah, my strategy is almost always some variant of land in an area that... No, that's actually the whole strategy. It's just land in an area. That's the whole purpose. Once you do that, victory is assured. But yeah, my goal is almost always get in a place where I have a good idea how many enemies are around me, but I'm not going to be swarmed with more enemies than I can handle. I also got to see my youngest sibling, my sister, who's 13 years younger than me. She's like 10. Or no, wait. No, she's like 12. Yeah, she's like 12. That was fascinating because when I last spent much time around her, she was very young, so her personality hadn't showed up much yet. And in the time I've been gone, she has somewhat blossomed as a introverted, somewhat morose person who's also very creative and interested in drawing and TV shows and anime and things like that. And I had a lot of fun trying to connect with her a little bit. It was a fun moment of being, oh, wow, you're going through a lot of the stuff I went through when I was in your situation. And now you have an older family member who can actually appreciate your personality and communicate with you and understand your interests. Isn't that a good thing for you to probably have now? And I teased her a bit with the fact that I had an anime YouTube channel, after which she was just harassing me for my username, which I eventually did give her right before I left, after making it a very painful process and forcing her not to tell anyone. And she may or may not be listening by now, and if she has told someone, you better not. She doesn't know about the second channel, I think, but I imagine they're going to be more connected as time goes by. It was hilarious. Everyone was at this restaurant where I went off my normal eating habits briefly for social reasons. I will eat human food for a wedding, and I occasionally lapse into normal eating sometimes anyway, but the only time I'll do it in good conscience is if it's for a really big occasion, and a wedding, whatever. And she was telling me about how she was out of place in the situation and how people didn't like her interests, and she's really into anime, and she was trying to be really secretive about what shows she liked, and she started giving me hints, and I immediately guessed that her favorite show was Ouran High School Host Club, and she just flipped the fuck out. It was so embarrassed. I don't even feel good about revealing this on the internet, but I told her about when a few years ago, I was one of the people watching My Little Pony, and like, oh, if you think that's embarrassing, I was doing that, ha ha ha. Her immediate response was to just completely turn the tables on me and start mocking me for the fact that I used to watch My Little Pony, call me a brony, which is a group I do not identify with, to be clear. And start like threatening to loudly announce it at the table that I was wrestling with her and covering her mouth a little bit, which was not dignified behavior. And I started telling her about this, and she started going, "That's so weird." And I was saying, well, no, I'm telling you, I'm showing you through example that you can like things that are childish and it's fine. And her response was, yeah, but you're like 30. And I was like, I'm not like 30. She's like, you're like 30. It's like, no, I am in my mid-20s. I'm 25. I'm not like 30. And she's like, you're like 30. And it's... She kept calling me old and threatening to reveal that I used to watch My Little Pony to all these family members who were seeing me for the first time in a while. Some of them had seen me in the interim, but no one had seen me for very long, in many years. And the whole thing was nerve-wracking, and I essentially got her to shut up by insinuating that I would not give her my YouTube name unless she shut her fucking mouth. And that's also why I gave her the YouTube name at the very last moment, so that she couldn't tell anyone until I was gone. That is a good thing about being this very fringe member of this group, where I think my dad understands on some level. If I walk into the shop at some future time, and he looks at me and goes, "Hey, Pony Boy," I will walk right out and never see him again. And he knows that, I think. I hope. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that was a mixed experience, but it was... The fuck? I don't even have Canted on it. Oh, man. Fuck, god damn it! Oh, this could be interesting. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, did they change the thing where you have to wait for the first circle? Because I fucked that up every single time. And, well, holy shit. This is another one of those games where I have just no excuse to not fuck up. Deep breath. Focus on positioning. Oh. What? Why is he alive? Fucking sack of cum. Now I'm mad. Not that I wasn't mad before. Where's the other guy? Where are you? Show yourself, you naked fucking cunt. Oh, you think you can fucking escape me? We're all oh fuck. Apparently you can't escape me. Fuck. Oh. I hope he isn't pushing. My eyes look really creepy. Oh. Oh, I was about to say maybe they'll fucking find each other. They'll never see this coming. I hope that third guy is dead. Oh, hey, I'm being shot at. Where are you? Oh, will you fucking behave? He is a... I think whoever it is both fairly far away and is a silencer. Because I'm hearing cracks, but it doesn't seem like a VSS. I don't... Maybe it's... Oh, okay, that's fucking... Ah, that was a bullshit shot. Come on, aren't you gonna shoot? What you doing? Hmm? What the hell is going on? Is that his head? Oh, fuck! Why am I not hitting him? Is it just incompetence? What the hell am I doing wrong? He's... There we go. Where's the other guy? Was that him in the car? That dude was weirdly okay with the fact that he was getting shot from multiple directions. I think he's over here. Up on this. I think he's up on the hill somewhere, but I don't know. This might be a bad idea, by which I mean it's definitely a bad idea, but I'm doing it. Why not? Ooh. 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 Ooh, I'm finding all kinds of good stuff. I don't necessarily trust this, but... Okay, this is... It's a little late in the game to be using a vehicle like this. I don't know. Oh, look, there's a... Oh, shit! Fuck! Christ! Mother... No! Damn it! Okay, I think that's it. Oh yeah, I was supposed to have some closing thoughts. Well, I gotta say, the way these games have been going, besides, I'm feeling very good about YouTube in general, where I can't even say good, but just, I feel like I have to keep doing it. I have been drifting in life for a long time. Basically forever, in a way, where I had some vague ideas about the future, but they just gradually fell apart and became meaningless. I went to college and did get a degree, but by the end of it, I could not tell you why I was there if you put a gun to my head, and I don't care about it. And I'm trying to get into a phase in my life where I can use it to make a little more money, but I'm almost mostly doing that just to get a job where I can pay off the degree. When I posted that first video, and I got 4 comments on it before the views died off, I remember looking at those, and this was an experience that kind of happened every comment after that. I remember looking at those 4 comments and thinking to myself, each one of these comments matters more to me than my college degree. And that's kind of kept up. I've always loved art. I've always loved media. I've always really cared about it. I've always loved making things. And every attempt to do something with that is kind of petered out in the past. I've kind of spent my whole life becoming fascinated by something, getting really into it, immediately becoming convinced I was going to do it forever and this was going to be a career or something, and then having my enthusiasm peter out. And I think I've learned about myself. I love doing creative things and making things, but for me to get hooked, I need feedback. I need to be able to show people what I have made and get a sense that they actually enjoyed it and cared about it. And I think that's what was missing from all my previous attempts to do anything. For example, when I was a teenager, I tried to write a book. I got several thousand words into it and got insanely into it, but my enthusiasm petered off. And I've had so many other attempts to do something like that. For example, I draw a little bit, but I'm not very good at it. And I think part of the reason is I don't get hooked because of the lack of feedback. But with the YouTube videos, putting it out there and seeing it get a response, it just puts this itch in the back of my head. I need to make another one. I get a few views for a little bit, then they die down and the comments stop coming, and it just gets to me. I need to make another video. As I have gotten older, I've come to learn about myself. I love art, I love ideas, and I love talking about those two things. And that's where 90% of my will to live comes from. And it's not even really a question of, is this what I want to do? I feel like I have to do it. I feel like I've hit a point in my life where I've went so long being so miserable and having nothing really to do with myself that I cared about. And I've taken so much meaning and engagement from just making this small number of videos I've made over the course of the past year, where there are probably multiple pathways forward in life where I could get some kind of fulfillment like this. The only one in front of me, though, and the only one that is accessible and that, frankly, I have the emotional strength to keep working at, is YouTube. And for right now, I just have to go for it. I want to do this. I want to get better. I want to make more videos. I want to make better videos. I want to gradually build an audience, and I want to get to the point where this is an actual major source of income for me, and ideally where it can actually be a job and I can spend a significant portion of my daily life working at this. At the moment, that is very far afield, but I've also learned that you have to give yourself a condition of success and a condition of failure if you are actually going to do anything. It's so tempting to tiptoe and wade your way into something you really, really want and tell yourself, oh, I'm just trying it out, when deep down you know you want nothing more than for this to work and to succeed at this. I think you just have to be honest with yourself and say, yeah, this, I might not succeed, but this is my goal, and if it doesn't happen, then I have actually failed. It wasn't me dabbling, I failed. And that's where I am with these videos. I have no idea where I'm going to be 5 or 10 years from now, and on some level I'm not sure if I'm going to be here 5 or 10 years from now. But if I'm being honest with myself, I feel as if making these videos is the only thing in my entire life I have done that has actually mattered. As small as they are, it's the only thing about my whole existence, really, that I feel good about and have any sense of pride or achievement in. When I look at myself and try to justify my life, I really can't. I just don't feel that that's there. But I get this sense of having done something, from making something creative or analytical and putting it out for other people to see, that I can't get anywhere else. It's really, there are plenty of things in my life that are good and add to it. Despite the complaining that I may have done for most of the podcast so far, I do have genuinely good people in my life. Spending time with them is good. Being there for them when I can and succeed at that is good. But that's only a small part of my existence, really, and I need a way to spend my waking hours on a daily basis where I actually give a fuck what I'm doing. I have plenty of dreams on the back burner that I hope to do someday, which are still basically in the category of stuff where I don't have the internal motivation or the hook push me through to the other side. And I have other dreams that died in the past when I just failed miserably at them that I would like to revisit at some point if what I'm doing now succeeds and I learn from it. But as I sit, the only guiding force in my life is the fact that I have made a couple little nonsensical videos about anime. A few people watched them, a smaller subset of that liked them, and a smaller subset of that liked and commented on them. And when I look for what I have to do, that's all that's in front of me, so I have to do it. And it really, really bugs me that I'm not spending more of my time doing it. I do legitimately work a lot, but that's also a lame excuse. Plenty of other people work a lot. I look at the work ethic of someone like Best Guy Ever, and it hurts that I am not at that level, though I'm trying to get there. If you listened to this rambling, pointless diatribe, one, you probably have a lot of time on your hands. but two, I appreciate it. This was just, I felt I needed to explain myself a little bit with what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and why there is suddenly a second channel, which is going to probably contain some really stupid videos that not everyone will want to watch. I just wanted to get it out there in some little hidden corner of what I have made, that this does matter to me, and I'm trying. And I hope I can make some videos that people really enjoy at some point. I have admitted to myself that this is, for the unforeseen future, the sole purpose of my existence in terms of what actually matters. And after breaching 50 subs and starting the second channel, I'm trying to gather up the courage to float that thought out there to the world at large and make it something that I can't hide from or ignore, and that people know. I am very clumsy at this. I do not know how to podcast. One part of why I wanted to do this was I recorded that little mini podcast thing talking about Fire Force, and it amazed me how much more natural my voice sounded in that context than in my actual videos. And part of me thinks that if I just get used to being in front of a mic more often, I'll eventually hit the point where it is not this huge, stressful ordeal, and my main video script reading will get better just because I've gotten better at speaking naturally in front of a mic. I do not know if I'm going to do this again. I don't know if there's really a purpose. At this exact moment, this podcast is for literally nobody. But if making these videos has taught me anything, it's that you need to get in there and make things and put them in a place where they can be seen. And even if you're starting small, that's the process you get bigger. I used to think that you trained for 5 years and then you made something worth making and then you showed it to the public. I've really internalized the lesson though. No, just get in there and start doing it. Know that you suck. There will be a few people out there who take it easy on you and appreciate what you're doing, and then you get better from there. Or you can just be a genius like Super Eye Patch Wolf and your first video is a masterpiece, but you know, most of us, that's not the case. Well, anyone who's here, I appreciate your presence. We'll see how this second channel thing goes off. As you may have figured out, I'm trying to be very subtle with how I get it out there. I think that going forward, I'm going to have, at least for a while, almost a rule about not talking about the second channel on the main channel. I almost want it to be something people find by accident, but realistically I'll make it possible to find it, or something that people know about, but then just not wave it in people's faces all that often. Maybe at some future point I'll be a little more brazen, but for the time being, it's just going to sit there as something that you can find from the main channel, but is not advertised for the most part. This podcast is probably going to be borderline unwatchable, though I'm going to try to do my best to edit it and make it decent as I can. That's enough for now. What can I say? Thank you for watching / listening. Bye.